Reports today suggesting that Forest are already scouting the replacement for Morgan Gibbs-White, and it's gonna be a French Algerian who's a bit of a wonderkid. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest news. Coming up, we'll talk you through the wonderkid that's being linked with Forest as a potential replacement for Gibbs-White if he is indeed to leave. We got some fake news about Nuno. We'll talk you through all of that as well. And we've got the Alliance, a new show coming up with Pete and Josh tonight. The Alliance is still strong-ish at 6 p.m. live here on FFTV. So make sure you check it out. And don't forget, over on the Footy Network, our second channel, we've got my final week predictions. So check that out after this. I'll leave it on the end screen. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. You know the drill. Let's get 487 likes if we can. And let's jump into this news. So, now, a lot of this is all rumor speculation, as you know, this time of year, but it is good fun to have these discussions. There is talks now that Man City are looking to accelerate their interest in Gibbs-White, as it looks like they're not getting Wirtz. We covered that off yesterday. But Forest just can't sit still, because if Gibbs-White is going to leave, I'm still not convinced he is, but, we'll get to that down the road. Then Forest do have to replace him. As frustrating to me as he can be sometimes, he is still the most talented player out there on the pitch. And I think that's probably hard to argue. But yeah, this report, though, does heavily excite me because I like this player, and this player for me would be an ideal replacement. When we're talking about Akliouche over from Monaco, a bit of a wonder kid, left-footed, young, pacey, strong, skillful. I think he can shoot, but what I like about him is his ability to dribble with the ball. Yes, I know I'm saying all of this in light of him playing in the French League. A lot of you would say, oh, it's a farmers league and what have you, but you can still see talent in there. And this is a guy there's a few decent clubs interested for him. You got Man City had initial talks, but they're looking at other venues, either Gibbs-White or Wirtz if they can get him. Liverpool also initiated contact, but they were told, be patient, take that settings. And currently, Forest are the only ones willing to make concrete progress. Tottenham have entered into the discussions as well, but Tottenham are like crap, so no need to talk about them. Now, let me tell you about him. So he stats wise, he's very, very similar to Gibbs-White. If you do a direct comparison on him, he's played 27 games compared to Gibbs-White's 33. He's got 5 goals compared to Gibbs-White's 7. He's got 10 assists compared to MGW's 8. Key passes, he's done 49. Gibbs-White has done 51. So although he's played less games, minus the goals, he's actually kind of topped Gibbs-White's stats. Now, what I would add to that is one is in the French League and one is in the Premier League. Now, I don't go down this road of French League is a farmers league, but I do think the Premier League standards are a lot higher. Can he adapt into the Premier League? I think he's ready for the Premier League. This is one of those players who, when you look at him, you think to yourself, this is the guy who's going to be the next one to break into the Premier League, make a name for himself, and he's going to do it at maybe Forest. I don't know. I would be very, very excited if indeed Gibbs-White was to leave, that he's his replacement. So, can this happen? What's the price tag and all of this? Well, this is where it gets interesting. Now, what Monaco are asking for is 60 million euros, which is about, say, 54, 53 million pounds. PSG, which is where he would ideally like to go, have had an offer put in for about 50 million, according to some reports. But they didn't want to go higher than that. Monaco didn't want to accept less than that. So you are looking at 50 million euros would be about 44, 45 million pounds. So Forest know where they're playing in here. If they want to get him, is probably going to cost about 50 million pounds, which, if you think about, if we do sell Gibbs-White, Again, now reports are coming out today suggesting that Forest value Gibbs-White not at 100 million anymore, but about 70 to 75, which I actually think is probably the right spot for him. The return on this wouldn't cost that much because Gibbs-White would be cash up front, so to speak. Forest maybe demand that. And then that 75 million gets used, 50 million of it on Akliouche. And that would mean that we're only paying 10 million a year on PSR. So it's not that expensive. It doesn't break the PSR bank or anything like that. So for me, this is a good move if Gibbs-White leaves. This guy's 23 years old as well, so younger than Morgan. And I just love the way he dribbles with the ball. I think he's going to be, if we were to get him, he would be that key link up that can just drive the ball forward. That's what I think we've been missing in that midfielder. He's strong, he's pacey. He not only does he, look, for Monaco, he plays more on the right-hand side. Right, he can play cam or he can play on the right-hand side. Preferably for him, it's on the right-hand side. He likes to then cut in onto his left foot. So he's an inverted winger. But his other position, and he has played as a cam before, he's even already broken into the French team as well. He's gone through their kind of youth stages and he's played a handful of games for the first team international team. Could have qualified for Algeria as well. So that's the news on him. If Liverpool end up going for someone like Cherki, if Man City go for a Gibbs-White, or Liverpool get Wirtz, if you believe what the reports are saying currently, then this really could open the door for Forest to get him. And I think even without selling Gibbs-White, this is the kind of player that I'd like to see in the Premier League. So what do you think of him? Have you watched him? Are you interested in him? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on and talk about the Nuno story that we told you about yesterday. So as we said yesterday, there were reports coming out to suggest that Roma had offered Nuno a 2-year contract because Ranieri was going back into retirement after coming out of retirement to save their season, which he has done, by the way. But reports coming out today from Italy are saying fake news. They say that Roma swear there is nothing going on with the Forest boss. Nuno's been linked with the Roma job this week amid reports that he is set to leave Forest after a falling out with Marinakis. Roma needs a new manager to replace Ranieri once he heads back to retirement. They insist, though, there is nothing going on with Roma. In fact, the Italian club are swearing as much when asked about it. They insist he isn't even on their list of candidates. So this is like, what do you make of this? What do you make of it? As I said to you yesterday, my initial prognosis is that I think Nuno stays at Forest. Do I expect interest from other clubs for him? Of course I do. He's got 1 year left on his current contract at Forest. There's a good chance that people are going to, try and seduce him a little. But I still think the project he's built at Forest is more appealing than starting over somewhere else or going to Saudi to kind of cash in on the money. But this is football. And once rumors start, as they always say, there's no smoke without fire. Or is it fire without smoke? No, smoke without fire. So you never know what's going to happen. But I just want these rumors to stop until after Sunday. Then link him with freaking whoever you want. Wigan United or Inter Miami. I don't care after that. Let's just get past Chelsea, somehow get Champions League football, and then sort out all the off-field politics. I want everything focused on that game. So apparently, according to Roma now, these reports are fake news. What do you guys make of it? Do you think there's people just stirring the pot, hoping that Forest don't get top 5 and break up that cartel 6, etc.? Or do you think there is a little bit of truth in it? Get your thoughts in down below. So that brings you up to speed with your Forest news. We're back at 6 p.m. live right here with Josh, with PE, Loaded Mag, Forest Fan TV. Villa from the stands. It's going to be fun. We're going to build this alliance and let's see, because very unlikely that 3 of us qualify now after Boringmouth screwed Forest and Villa technically and Newcastle yesterday. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you are new here. We'll see you 6 p.m. sharp. Come on, you Reds.